The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back at it again. It's The Local Show. Boy, are you happy. You know why? You're going to hear Steve talk and me talk.
I don't know what you're going to say, Tom.
Yeah. Well, that's apparent by the way you host
Maybe
the show.
Maybe they weren't happy and they turned on the radio looking for hope.
That's right. Well, they're not going to find it here.
they got over to those guys they're talking.
They could. I mean, we have a lot of inspiring business people on the air with us.
And it's true, more inspiring than us.
Yes, and and that's the whole idea, right? Neutral talk show hosts are the most popular. Johnny Carson was not a comedian or a showman or anything like that. Same with Ed Sullivan, right? They were just neutral people. They let the stars do the talking.
Johnny was funny.
Well, he was funny, with his dry sense of humor. But what I mean is, he didn't try and steal the show. People who try and steal the show don't make good talk show hosts.
That's true. You know what? That's a good point. You're kind of just conduit.
Right, exactly. People like Tom Schneider, great talk show hosts, Yeah.
And, what do you think of your boy, Joe Rogan?
I don't like Joe Rogan. No, I'm not a big fan.
So tell me why. I don't really care either way. I'm just curious.
First of all, I never thought he was funny as a comedian.
I didn't know he was a comedian.
Yeah,
to me,
he's
not funny.
Yeah, and as an MMA guy, I think he's a good athlete and fun that way. But no, I don't like his vocabulary. He throws in F-bombs and swearing and stuff. He's just a regular kind of guy. He doesn't have a great voice.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
So I'm just not a big fan. Now, I'm not saying he's horrible. I'll watch him. I loved what he did with Trump and Vance and everything. But not a huge fan as a talk show host. But I'm not a fan of yours.
That's
at
true.
All.
When this local show started 6 years ago, we had the idea. We talked about it. We're like, Tom, you are Mr. Radio and you got it. And then you're like, I'm not doing this without you.
Let's clear that up right now. If I was Mr. Radio, I'd be having a $2 million contract. And I'd be Clay or Buck or somebody like that.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Radio. Maybe it's an exaggeration.
Yes.
How about?
I'm your flunky.
How about Mr. North Syracuse? I don't know. Maybe that's.
I'm Steve's flunky. Really quickly, tell us about Victory in Motion, though, the home of knee repair and not knee replacement.
Well, hey, Dr. Petropoli, they've been really having several people reach out to them saying, "What? I don't need a knee replacement."
Yeah, right.
That's a big deal. Who the heck wants to have a knee replacement? Not me.
We're talking to all of you out there who are wearing a brace right now and wondering.
They say, well, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Give these guys a call because everything might not be as it appears.
Right. Right.
And I mean, he's a surgeon and he been there, done that, orthopedic surgeon.
He's a great guy for a sciencey type of guy. He really breaks it down into layman's terms. He really does.
And he gets excited because he can help people get out of pain.
Absolutely.
But so 685-7544, jot that down, and you can have a conversation with them. 685-7544. If your knees are hurting, or actually other parts of the body and joints too, they do that also. But victoryinmotion.com. Tom?
There we go. Randy the King is with us. He's the director of Drumlins Country Club. How are you there, Randy?
I'm great. I love coming here and seeing you guys. It's a good way to start the morning.
Do the back and forth.
We know exactly what we're going to say every time. Not at all.
Back to the start thing. Is that you got some guys coming here trying to take the show over? Is that where you're getting?
No.
They can. No. I'll give up my chair very quickly, just to be clear. There's no problem.
I was sick the other week, and Steve had to jump in and host the show.
Go ahead, Tom. How'd I do?
I was just kind of busting him.
Go ahead, Tom.
Well, no, seriously, on a scale of 1 to 10, he was about a 2.
Yeah, really. I was going to say, I need to see that footage.
It was a solid 2.
I was voting for a 3. A 2 will work.
Yeah, no, it was all good.
Sometimes you win some, you lose some. I need to see that footage, though.
Yeah, you will. It's on the internet.
Well, there was Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon. Ed sat in the other chair and kind of went, yep.
That's true. That's true.
Well, you do a great job, man.
You are more than Ed.
Absolutely.
It's the chemistry. It's the chemistry between the two of us. Anyway, so Randy, you've been there for what, about 3 years over at Drumlins?
It'll be 3 years this April.
Okay,
Yep.
and Drumlins is kind of, making a raging comeback.
Man,
they went through a couple of management and ownership changes, and now they're back with the university.
Yep.
And you're doing a wonderful job with it. First of all, let's get your background, because each time we kind of reboot when we have you on, because it's a different audience.
Most people don't know you were a dancer. Go ahead.
Oh, goodness. No, so I left Syracuse probably right around 22, 23.
Yes.
Moved to Fort Lauderdale. Kind of needed to get away from this cold weather.
Because you're a homegrown guy. You went to JD?
I went to JD.
Yeah.
Yep, graduated in 98. And then, went to college for a few years down in Towson University. Came back from
Where's that?
Down in Baltimore.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, which was a lot of fun, maybe a little too much fun.
Yeah, Ravens territory.
Yeah, Ravens territory. Absolutely.
Are you a Ravens fan?
No, I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I got a big weekend.
Congratulations.
So good friends with Robert Drummond. Who went to JD. Very good family friend, and then he got drafted by the Eagles.
Nice.
So we kind of inherited that
whole
following.
thing,
So when did you wander back this way?
3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Comeback.
So literally, I came back for the job, and here we are.
So you've been
today,
in the
man.
hospitality.
Yeah, I've been in the hospitality for a long time. Like I said, I moved down to Fort Lauderdale at the ripe age of 22, 23.
Yeah, that's the time to do it.
Yeah, it was. I started running a nightclub down there called Blue Martini Lounge.
Yes, of course.
Which was, and at that time, it was just, we were the place to be.
Yeah.
And it was good. Great experience. I met a lot of good people. I still have a lot of good friends from down there. It was a family.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So, that's kind of the feel that I've brought to Drumlins.
Sort of like Roadhouse, right?
A little bit of Roadhouse. Back then there weren't as many phones with cameras and all that. I hate to say it was almost 20 years ago, right? And there wasn't. We had flip phones, and there was the starting ages of the Apple phone, right? So there wasn't. You could get away with a little bit of stuff. Not so much now. I wouldn't say so much as Roadhouse.
Yeah,
that
was a little.
But
crazy.
there were some Roadhouse moments, that's for sure. And being a bigger guy and you kind of get involved in that kind of stuff.
So why'd you want to come back?
To be my family, right?
Okay.
So my parents, both my parents here, my brother's here with his 3 lovely kids, and my sister-in-law. So it's my aunts and uncles. Everybody's still here. I do have a family that's kind of spread out around the country, but the majority of everybody's here. So it was, I turned 40, and I was like, well, if I don't move back home now, am I ever moving back home?
And you're not married.
Not married.
I wonder, do you have plans to get married?
We'll see, man. I don't know. That my mother. That's a mother question.
Yeah.
She's
Tom's the one with the estrogen here.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm single. You asking me out? What's going on here?
I didn't.
I thought you were married.
I didn't realize you were that old.
Well, now I'm old too.
The clock is ticking.
The clock is ticking. My mother certainly asked me that question quite very often. Being an Italian mom, when are you getting married? So we'll see. I've been here 3 years. I've seen a couple ladies here. It's been fun.
But don't you work 89 hours?
I work a lot.
That's the problem.
Right now, I'm married to Drumlins.
Right.
I'm trying to work on my work-life balance.
You got to have balance.
But again, when I first started, it was needed. I had to be there. It needed somebody to be there and kind of just showing up and showing this is the work that needs to be done.
Right.
And members love to see that. Even members you're here on a Sunday and I was like, yeah, I'm here every day. This is what it takes, and that's running a small business, because that's what we are.
Sure.
That's what it takes. It takes somebody showing up, and my staff shows up. So why am I not going to be there every day until we get it into turnkey and it's moving in its own direction? And that's where we're getting at right now.
I think a lot of people, and I didn't realize, the restaurants aren't just for members of Drumlins.
Open to the public.
And the restaurants are spectacular.
Amazing.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it took us a couple years to break that barrier, right? Everybody thought you had to be a member or with a member.
Yeah.
And now people understand we're open to the public, and our numbers are skyrocketing.
Are you the only club around that has the 2 golf courses, the public and the private?
We are, which
Wow.
is a huge advantage to us.
Yeah, that
it really is.
And they're 2 18
holes.
Yeah.
That's 36 holes, Steve.
Very
See how I
good. Did
that?
you just do math? That was impressive.
Look at you. This is a good day for you today.
Asking
me out on a date. You got it.
So we can talk golf. Let's hang out through the stop sign, because let's talk golf, because now you got my attention, Tom.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Okay.
Good stuff.